So far, Australia have been Australia. New Zealand have played very well. South Africa didn't do all that well against India. But then, such an India now, you said we'll have to wait. You don't want to look too far ahead. 29th March, Melbourne, fine. But then, India, a serious contender. India were in the top 4 that you had. Have they moved a rung up or not yet? In your thinking, in your scheme of things, according to the conditions and the form and the fitness?
So far, whatever I've seen, we've concretized that place, that spot, and it looks very bright.
You're happy?
I'm happy, but I'm not satisfied. I need the team to continue to do this.
You start well, you've got to finish well as well.
I mean, in a big tournament like this, you start well, which is relieving, because you want to start well so that you gain that momentum and you try and win as many matches as possible and continue. It's a habit. When you start playing good cricket, you believe you can win from any difficult situation, and when you're not winning, you feel, even if you're winning, you're a few runs away, you feel, oh, what if you lose few wickets?
And looking at the format, obviously the worry for India was, because they had not been doing well, 84 days in Australia without a major victory. We all thought that the moment they get into the quarterfinal stage, maybe they get New Zealand in New Zealand, maybe they get Australia in Australia, and that'll be the end of it. Right now, having beaten Pakistan and South Africa, India will finish either 1 or 2 in our group, which would mean that maybe we'll avoid Australia or New Zealand in the quarterfinals. It could be England or Sri Lanka. That augurs well for India?
Yeah, it is definitely an advantage, because you play New Zealand in New Zealand. I mean, they're going to play,
if you play
better than any other side. You play Australia in Australia, the same case. So it's, in a way, I would say it is good, but don't think about all those things. Just go out and
time right now.
Think of what we have to do. Think of the way we have played so far. Don't worry about the standard of playing, how the opposition is going to play. You stick to your own standards and then look to deliver each and every match.
Early days again, Pakistan disappointing for you?
Pakistan was disappointing. They look short of ideas. There was not enough energy, I felt. But they are again another side. They can change things around. It's just a matter of getting their heads right.
They did that in '92 from a similar situation.
It can happen.
They had a lovely team
It can
and a lovely
happen.
captain.
This game is full of uncertainties, and this game has taught each and every one lessons, and you continue to be student of this game, and then things can change. Don't take anything for granted.
England, Sri Lanka?
They are. I mean, they are a good side, but somehow they've not seemed dangerous as of now. I think the dangerous sides, again, they're a top 4 that I mentioned. I'd like to stick to those.
And in order, India would be 3.
India, as I said,
would be in the top 3.
Yes, India is definitely among the top 3.
And then for India, what would the teams be looking out for India now? Because going into the tournament, there wasn't much pressure on India, honestly. Obviously, 1.2 billion people wanting India to win, but they had nothing to lose. People thought, oh, they're not going to win the World Cup. But now, will there be pressure on them, having raised the hopes and the bar?
No, I mean, it is good. It is good that all these things are happening and people are...
You should have that pressure.
Yeah, I mean, you care about something, you are under pressure. If you don't care about particular thing, then it doesn't bother you. And it's good to be under pressure. I enjoyed being under pressure. When I played, if I was under pressure, I knew that all the aspects of the game which I needed to plan to play the next day, I had ticked all those things during my practice sessions. And I'm sure the team would be looking to do that. When you in a tournament like this, every week you are playing different opposition, and their strengths and their weaknesses are different. So you've got to be flexible and clever enough to analyze that and practice accordingly.
And what are the boxes you would want India to tick now? Weaknesses that you still think are there in the team, in the dressing room?
I would focus more on the things that we have achieved and the things that we have done well, and just look to repeat those things. You know, don't try and introduce something new now. You know, this has worked. So
No experimentation.
So something, I mean, sometimes we have this tendency that if something is going right, break that so that you can start thinking again. Why to break it first of all? Don't break that. Just stick to that, and it's worked.
And
well for you.
and the winning combination.
Yes,
You would want to continue with that.
absolutely.
You would not want any player. Okay, if Stuart Binney is outside, or maybe if Bhuvneshwar is sitting out.
See, so far we have done well, and as far as I'm concerned, we've ticked all those areas. We've batted well, yes, I would put a tick there. Have we fielded well? Yes, we have done that. Have we bowled well? We have done that. Why to disturb?
And Dhoni, you've been very impressed with the way he's handled the team.
Overall, it's been good. You know, for even a captain, the team has to do well. The individuals have to do well for a captain to be able to execute his plans, and that's what we've done.
At the MCG, Sachin, yesterday, when they showed you on the giant screen, Sachin Tendulkar sitting at the MCG, and 86,000 inside the stadium, 70,000 would have been Indians, all wearing blue, just stood up, and it was Sachin all over. What was the moment for you?
A new experience. I've experienced that being on the other side of the rope.
Where you have to shut yourself.
This side of the rope, I've experienced it for the first time. I remember long back when I was 14-year-old, I was a ball boy during that World Cup, sitting in front of the dressing room outside Wankhede, in front of the Indian dressing room at Wankhede Stadium, and then you know, to visit Australia as a ambassador of 2015 World Cup has been an interesting journey for me, and along the way so many people encouraged me and they loved me, you know, and then to see that again yesterday was overwhelming. So big thank you.
Lucky enough you were that you were not mobbed by the Indians. Very proud to have seen India perform the way they did, because the evening I was outside the MCG with the Indian crowd. It was like Holi, Diwali, all put together on just one night. You know, there was an instance where the crowd just lifted me. I had done nothing, they just lifted me. So they were in that joyous mood.
Yes, you know, when we beat Pakistan, I had many of our Indian cricket fans in front of my house celebrating, and that's when I tweeted, I don't know for what they are, you know, celebrating in front of my house. Have I done anything in this game? Nothing. But you know, all those experiences stay with you forever, and it's nice to see whether 70,000 Indian fans, and then I was sitting with a couple of guys from Zimbabwe, a few Australians, and they were wondering, I mean, are we in Melbourne or we are somewhere in India, because the entire stadium was looking blue. So a big thank you to all the fans.
And then again, let me also tell you, Sachin, while you were not here, the Indian team during a practice session in Melbourne and in the dressing room, they were discussing whatever that you discussed after the Pakistan game on headlines today. So they said Sachin Paji has said this. Sachin Paji wants us to do this. He said this on headlines today. Touched. And also the fact
Well, I don't know about that.
No, they said that. They said that.
I've you know, discussed with players, obviously when I was in the team, but even after I retired, you know, I've shared few moments with
They keep coming to you also.
players, and once a cricketer, you're always a cricketer, you know, and you're always part of the team, whether you are sitting in the dressing room or not. You feel for them, you feel sad.
We do that in the media box as well.
But yeah, I mean, and it's but natural. So it's nice to know that, you know, players think about all these things, and though I'm no one sitting outside the dressing room to, you know, say anything. I'm just giving my comments on whatever I see on television, and whatever I've seen so far is pleasing.
Have you had an opportunity to meet any of the players or speak with them?
No, I haven't. I haven't met anyone. I didn't want to disturb anyone before a big game, because I knew they would be focusing, and that time you need to be left alone to be in your own space.
And you're coming back to Australia around the semi-finals. Hopefully India will be around.
Well, hopefully. I'm a little superstitious, so I won't make big statements.
Thank you so much, Sachin. Thanks for having you. Pleasure. And we hope to see Sachin again during the semi-finals and the finals and the Indian team playing in one of those matches. Thanks a lot for watching.